What's up, guys? In this video I am going to talk about something that is probably a sensitive subject for a lot of people, and it might be an unpopular video. However, I still think that it's something that needs to be said. We're going to talk about cancer and what cancer is, and is it a fake disease, right? Yes, it is. Spoiler alert. Okay, so basically what do I mean by cancer being a fake disease? All right, well, back in the day, I used to be very interested in something called NLP, right? Neuro-linguistic programming, right? I was into sales, and NLP is all about like the science of communication. And Tony Robbins, he started out doing NLP, which is why a lot of people say he's such an effective communicator, because he studied all this stuff and he applies it to like a more mainstream audience. Anyway, back when I was like super into it, there was a small group of medical doctors who looked at NLP and tried to apply it to medicine. And one of the things that I remembered from it is that they said, don't look at cancer as a thing, right? There's something in NLP called a nominalization. It's actually from linguistics, right? A nominalization means that you are giving something a name. Right? Something that does not have a name, you're turning a verb into a noun, right? You're creating a thing from an action, right? A very simple example would be the act of running, right? There is no running. There's no, I can't pick up a running, right? A nominalization is anything that you cannot put into a wheelbarrow, right? Is a simple way of thinking of it. Now I know what you're thinking, well, I can take cancer and I can put it into a wheelbarrow, right? You've got the tumor or whatever, it's disgusting and it's a physical thing, right? But what these doctors said, and it kind of changed my thought process towards illness at the time a lot, is that they said, don't say I have cancer or Bob has cancer or whatever, say that Bob's body is cancering, right? They denominalized it and turned cancer, the thing, into a process that your body is going through, right? Don't say I am obese, say I am obesing, right? Don't say I am poor, say I am pouring, right? Now that doesn't make sense grammatically in English, but if I don't know how to say it, if you just like accept that as a possible definition for how things could be, then it'll allow you to make certain decisions that you wouldn't be able to make if you didn't have that, as a possibility. Confusing, I know, but basically what I mean is that if you think of cancer not necessarily as a thing, and you think of it as a process that your body goes through, then all you have to do is do things that will stop the process, right? Now, a lot of people, the cancer industry is huge, right? And it's a very emotionally charged issue. People get cancer, it's almost like fat acceptance, to be honest with you. It's very similar, right? People get cancer and all of a sudden they're heroes, right? You have breast cancer as a woman, you get a little pink ribbon, right? Men don't get a ribbon for testicular cancer. Why are women getting, ribbons for getting breast cancer? Now, it sucks. Obviously, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I think cancer is a terrible thing, especially if you're a woman, you get your, boobies chopped off. It's awful. But I think that, and this is going to get a little conspiracy theory on the whole thing right now, but I think that because the cancer industry is such a massive and profitable industry, especially the cancer treatment industry, it's the people who provide the treatment, the industries that provide the treatment, are incentivized to not find a cure for the disease, right? They're incentivized to find a treatment, which is a complaint that you'll commonly hear in the pharmaceutical industry, of which cancer treatment is a part, is that it benefits the pharmaceutical corporations to keep people sick and not have them cured. And, like for example, let's take cancer for example. If somebody has cancer, what do? Either they have surgery, right? And then they have surgery and then they do radiation and chemotherapy, right? Radiation, chemotherapy, obviously very bad for you. Completely destroys your body. It's like the nuclear approach, right? You nuke everything around the area where you had cancer, hoping that you kill all the cancer cells. Like it's this like independent thing that just appeared in your body apropos of nothing, has nothing to do with your like awful lifestyle that you live and your inactivity and your processed foods that you're eating and the fact that you smoke 10 cigarettes a day or 2 packs a day or whatever. It's just this magical thing that happened to your body and, oh shucks, you're just unlucky. It's genetic, right? Which, like I said, I think is a whole load of shit. And the pharmaceutical companies are incentivized to keep people sick, right? Now, I don't think that there's like some evil man CEO of Pfizer who's like, you know, tenting his fingers thinking about how he's going to like destroy the human race or keep them sick and make billions of dollars. Maybe there is, but I don't think it's quite that planned out. But just the nature of how things have progressed, that's kind of the situation that we have right now. And not only that, right? Like if you have cancer, you actually have like a higher life expectancy if you don't do chemo than if you do chemo and radiation, right? You're expected to live longer. Like I think the average if you do chemo and radiation is like 6 months. And if you don't, it's like 5 years or 20 years or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But the reason that the numbers get skewed is because you have some people, like let's say you have cancer, you don't change your lifestyle at all and you don't do chemo, you'll be dead pretty soon, right? So that will drop the average of the people who don't get treatment. But then you'll have other people who will do their own research and not just trust anything that a doctor says because they went to medical school for 10 years and they don't care about getting a fucking pink ribbon. They want to actually like find a solution for it and they think for themselves and they research on their own. Those people will wipe it out completely. They'll make the necessary lifestyle changes and that will raise the average upwards. And obviously those people are in the minority. Yeah, so just one more thing about this whole, like, to wrap it up, I guess. Think for yourself, you know, do your own research and try things on your own, which is, you know, like I make a lot of videos about the snake diet and about fasting. That's one of the things that, you know, Cole has done is he's tested all this stuff on his own. He didn't just like read a bunch of books and say fasting is good, go try it. You know, he did everything on his own. He did his research. He tried it and he found that it worked. And he's helping people who have cancer. Like he's doing all this stuff. He's got his, you know, he's got his boots on the ground. And I would recommend to you as well, if you have some sort of health issue, you know, obviously fast because it's very good for your body to regenerate itself. But think for yourself, you know, don't just, and this would even apply to anybody that you see on YouTube, right? Don't just take their word for it because they said it and they have X amount of followers, or somebody says that they're popular, or you saw them on TV, or they have a morning show with Oprah or something. Don't take that at face value. You know, try it out, see if it works. If it works, continue. If it doesn't work, stop. Okay? So that was my little rant about cancer. Hope it wasn't too sensitive for some people. I'm not saying that like people who have cancer are bad and stupid for going to doctors. Like, I get it, I understand. Most people it would never even occur to them that they could research alternative cures online that might have some validity, because I guess the logic is like, well, if it worked, everybody would do it, and they don't maybe see the other forces that are at play. Cool? Awesome. All right, so anyway, that was my video. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment if you agree or disagree. You think I'm an idiot, I'm a loser, fucking filming videos in my dark, janky ass Thai hotel room. Yeah, peace.